Hey guys, so one of the most common questions that I get asked since the time I started this channel is this. भाई साहब ये किस लाइन में आ गए आप? और सच बताओ तो I get it. Why should anyone listen to me talking about money? I have never been and I will never be qualified to give any advice about money. In fact, if you ever see a comment in one of my videos asking you to join a WhatsApp group where you can get tips on what stocks and crypto to buy, that is not me. Don't ever join these groups. Those are run by scammers and spammers, and I suspect that during this whole course, there are going to be many of them in the comment section, so beware. And while I do know that I am definitely not qualified enough to talk about money, I do think that I am qualified enough to be curious. I like to ask stupid questions and I'm not ashamed of being clueless. And the best way to find a cure for the itch of curiosity for someone as lazy as me is to find a phenomenal teacher or an expert. Someone जिसके पास experience ही नहीं बल्कि जो उन experiences को लफ्जों में बयां करने की क्षमता रखता है. A teacher or an expert who has the skills to articulate and impart the wisdom to someone as stupid as me. Because I'm just a guy who's very happy to say, listen, please teach me in front of everyone. Maybe we'll all learn a little bit together. Be it Sid, who taught us about neuroscience, or Gaurang and Anshuman, who introduced us to the world of money, I'm always on the lookout for great teachers who can help me learn. And in that process, I've realized that many of your curiosities get ignited. And we all learn. So a few months ago, I realized that many of you wanted to learn how to trade stocks. You wanted to learn how to read chart patterns, buy and sell stocks based on this reading. And so I decided to go and find my next teacher. I wanted to find someone who's an experienced trader, has credibility, but most importantly, someone who is a good teacher. And in that process, I found many trading tutorials.
Many that weren't helpful.
Many that were very expensive, and many that just rejected me as a student.
But finally, I met Pratik. Meet Pratik. He's a professional trader and has been trading since 2007. And outside of trading, he's also the CEO of LearnApp, a one-of-a-kind portal that has some kick-ass advanced trading courses. And once I started talking to Pratik, I realized that not only is he very good at trading, he's also a very, very good teacher. So I was shameless enough to just ask him if he and I could team up and we could create something simpler than an advanced course, something that you and I would understand easily. Ek aisa course that will cover the basics of trading and help you get started. A course that helps someone who has never traded in their whole life make their first trade. I wanted this course to be simple but have depth. But most importantly, I wanted this course to be free. I know, that's a lot of work. But to my absolute surprise, Pratik agreed. So me and the team at LearnApp, we sat for many weeks and we designed this course. It's about 10 episodes long, some episodes going up to 45 minutes each. And at the end of the course, I actually made my first trade. So please try and watch the whole course. And by the end of these episodes, I can promise you that your understanding of trading, reading price charts, understanding price movement in stocks or in crypto, all of it will grow significantly by the end of this course. I want to give a huge shout out to the team at LearnApp for sitting with me for weeks to design and make this course happen. Thank you so much, guys. And to you guys, if you find this valuable, do subscribe and do hit the like button and send this course to your friends. This course will always be available freely on this YouTube channel. So let's begin our journey by revisiting one of the calls that I had with Pratik before we started shooting. Hey Pratik, can you hear me?
Hey man, what's up?
Dude, I am so excited to learn everything about stock trading from you and LearnApp, and I just want to get started.
Cool. I mean, do you want to do it on Zoom?
No, I think we should do it in person.
Oh, okay, cool. तो तन्मय कितना कमाता है महीने का?
It's a little personal, don't you think?
अच्छा, तो एग्जांपल दे चल. एग्जांपल.
Okay, 1 lakh rupees.
ठीक है. खर्चा कितना होता है?
Or 50%, 50,000 rupees.
50,000. अब what we need to do, right? first you find out how much you're spending every month, right? तो 50,000 खर्च रहे हो, multiply that by 6 months, 3 लाख हो गया.
Correct.
You put that on the side. This is your freaking emergency fund. Lock it away. Fixed deposit, liquid fund अलग कर दिया. That's separate. Now what you're left with, if you're left with something, you can put most of it into long-term investments.
Correct.
ठीक है?
Which I do.
Which you do. That's great. And then some portion of that you're gonna be like, okay, let's try something interesting. Let's trade with this small portion.
Like play money.
Yeah, actually that is right because it's highly risky, right? So until you don't understand the risks, you will come at a point where you say, hey, I understand how this works, and you'll automatically increase. But for now, start small.
But like beginning with small money also means that if 21 दिन में पैसे डबल होने तो छोटा अमाउंट ही डबल होगा ना. So why shouldn't I start with big money?
Yeah, correct, because you can lose the big money. Which
Okay.
you don't want, right?
Yeah, but no one talks about people also potentially losing money.
I think the entire industry, right, is built on like this greed that, hey, I'll just sell greed and then people will come in and like you said, 21 दिन में पैसे
21 दिन
double.
में पैसे डबल.
वो प्रॉब्लम है यार, वो ठीक नहीं
वो
है.
नहीं होता है बेसिकली.
आई थिंक इस सीरीज में थोड़ा क्लियर हो जाएगा ये कैसे होता है.
तो 21 दिन में पैसे डबल नहीं होते.
हो ही नहीं सकता.
चलो see you bye. All right.
तो आपका ट्रेडिंग अलग हो गया,
Got it.
फंड अलग हो गया, इन्वेस्टिंग का फंड अलग हो गया.
समझ गया. Got it. So investing is separate and trading is like, it's something that you're trying something new with. So you go easy on it in the beginning.
Correct.
You don't allocate a bunch of your capital on it.
या तो
Cool. So I should tell my bank manager कि हाँ माँ के जेवर जो बेचने थे वो मत बेचना. नहीं कम पैसे से शुरू कर रहे हैं. Okay, bye.
that's great. Dude, people take loans to trade with.
I know. Yeah, I've heard.
So that's a problem, right? So I think the first step is what's the difference between trading and investing?
Correct.
Let's talk about that.
How much did you start trading with? when you
50,000 rupees.
started? 50,000 rupees.
Yeah,
But this
actually.
was in like 1983, no? So
Dude,
that
I'm
must
not
have been-
so. मैं young है, ऐसा नहीं है. This was 2007.
Got it.
Right? Just before the crash, actually, right when the market was going up, which is interesting. Markets go up, people get interested in markets, and they invest and crash. कहता है यार ये तो lose हो गया पैसा. No shit. You didn't understand what was happening, right?
Yeah. So is it fair to say you begin with money that you are okay with losing?
Yeah, that's a great way to actually think of this, right? So there are two things that can happen. Dad says, right, they're old pilots, but bold pilots know old bold pilots. So you can't play if you don't have any money to bet or invest with, right? So
Correct.
It's important to survive. आपका पहला objective होना चाहिए कि मैं survive करना चाहता हूँ.
Correct.
So
correct.
lose a little bit, but the rewards, right, of trading and investing is great because it compounds over years and can change generations. So don't think about changing the next 21 days. Think about changing the generation ahead, your next decade ahead, because it's just such a powerful thing that no one talks about, right?
Oh, this is so interesting. It's almost like investing और trading अलग है, but दोनों में there are some similarities, which is they both compound over time as
Yeah.
well. So trading is like a skill
Yeah.
that you need to acquire and think of the initial capital as an investment into this skill.
Yeah, actually, a bit better analogy is like business. So,
yeah, that's
Right.
correct. Angel investment. खुद में angel invest करो.
investor. but the thing is, you'll go to work every day, you'll work every day, but you'll earn like great equity valuations on your startup over like 7-8 years, right?
Got it.
So imagine if you're trading every day, you'll probably make wealth over many years. So whether you're trading or investing, the wealth will come over years.
Over years, got it.
It doesn't matter.
If you had to summarize, what's the difference between investing and trading?
Okay, so let's start with investing.
Okay.
I guess people know you're looking over the long term, right?
Correct.
But what are you looking at? Okay, so let's start with an analogy.
Okay.
I have this farmland here, and this is pyaz. Now, in this case, the pyaz is the asset. Right? This is something that the farmer, who is the investor, and he's investing his time, his energy, kheti badi karega, he'll invest in good seeds, he'll probably get a tractor, and he'll do all of that, he'll do irrigation, there'll be kharcha for fertilizer and pesticides, right? So the farmer, right, this guy, he's investing his time, his energy, and money, right? Because savings se wo sab kuch kharid raha hai, and he's making this possible to produce good pyaz. Now, why is he doing it? कि अगले साल का जो फसल निकलेगा गुड क्वालिटी प्याज होगा और फिर वो बेच पाएगा एंड अर्न बैक हिज मनी.
It's amazing how this analogy fits right exactly into what we're discussing. Okay.
Right.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Right? So the investor, now what the investor does, he says, okay, can I judge the management quality of a company? Do they have a vision? Can the company grow?
Is it good soil?
Is it good soil, right?
Yeah.
And then he might be, okay, what are the cash flows? So are they able to bring cash flow in, reinvest the money into R&D, get better pesticide or whatever their product is, and expand the market? Another thing they could do actually is debt, right? So a lot of companies have a lot of money, but most of it goes back in paying back loans. तो क्या फायदा इस पैसे का?
Correct.
So revenue, for example, isn't the only thing you can look at. How much money is left? How are you spending the money? Like the farmer, if he has so much karza, right, and he has to pay back all that he earned to a loan shark, तो क्या ही farmer बना वो?
Correct.
Right? So you can't just know this by looking at the logo of a company. You need to go deep into the financials and you'll see a bunch of things and say, okay, I think over the next 10 years, this company will do well. For example, you might think, dude, fossil fuels, petrol, diesel, ये सब समझ नहीं आया, the future is electric. I think electric cars will do well. Now, there's no Tesla in India, but there are battery manufacturers. So you might conclude that the battery manufacturer, uska demand future mein badega. So you'll see, acha, is the founder, does he understand the battery industry? Can he distribute it? Does he have the cash flow to actually build a manufacturing plant? Are there any moats? Etc. etc.
Can I spray pesticide on his face?
Interesting. So that
Got it.
is fundamental analysis.
Got it. This is fundamental analysis. Correct. I've seen people advise people to do fundamental analysis, but it just feels like it feels too complicated for the average investor, right? Which is why everyone, retail investors get caught up in the hype of, oh, this stock is, gathering more, a lot of social media conversation, etc. etc. But this is important. Parakna zaruri hai, basically.
Correct. So that is fundamental analysis. And I agree, the average Joe can't really do so much of analysis.
Correct.
Think of like a bank or a hedge fund. They pay these guys like handsome salaries. They've come out of these amazing places. They do so much of research. Do you really think your research can be better than theirs?
I mean, I'm very confident. But I'm guessing the answer is no.
That's right. Here is where technical analysis comes in, which is another form of analysis. Fundamental ho gaya, where you're analyzing the company. Technical analysis, you're looking at something completely different.
Like what?
Okay, so I'll remove this away from here. I have nothing else, I'll just use this, okay? So, I think like 2 years ago, right? Swati and I, we went to Bali. And wahan pe we were damn hungry. I saw it for the first time. बहुत मजा आया. And I got damn hungry because like the waves of bitch slapping me and I came out. I'm like बहुत भूख लग रही है. अब खाना खाना. I went to this food court. Food court में गया. वहाँ पे एक अलग ही भाषा में 10 stall थे. They were all selling food. It smelled okay because it was mixed, but I didn't know what they were selling. And I was damn hungry. I mean, अब भी चाहिए मेरे को खाना. Now, how would I choose which stall to eat from? So one way to do that, and I realized this in retrospect, is that one stall had a line of people. They were like white people, they were a bunch of Indians.
Correct.
मतलब ठीक ही होगा.
Correct.
ठीक ही होगा. So based on demand of the people, of the product, which was the stock, in this case the food, I said मैं भी line में लग जाता हूँ, 2 मिनट wait कर लूँगा, but खाना ठीक ही लग रहा है, line लगी हुई है. And we got the food, and it was nice. It was good. So now, drawing an analogy, right? Basically, in technical analysis, you look at demand and supply.
Got it.
So if all these banks are buying a stock and the price moves up, technical analysis can tell you that. So instead of doing all that fundamental analysis, you look at just price and see demand का है, उसके basis पे you make your decision.
Got it. So investing is for long-term purpose, right? Which is why you have to see कि long-term में this company will do well or no.
Sure.
But in trading, in technical analysis, you're looking at what is the demand for this right now.
Correct.
And so it's not necessary that, the company that you want to invest in, their demand will be consistently high necessarily. You can go through phases. But in technical analysis, because you're playing, is it fair to say that in technical analysis, हम लोग थोड़ा short term भी play कर रहे हैं depending on what stock you're looking at?
Yeah, this is interesting, right? So people assume trading means short term. Okay, trading is actually intent to sell. Let me explain this. Before you buy something, you say, यार ये मैं खरीद रहा हूँ, मैं आज बेच दूंगा इसको, या अगले 3 महीने में, या अगले 2 हफ्ते में, या अगले 1 साल में. If there is an intent to sell, कि मैं in such in such period में बेचूंगा. You're trading.
Got it. With investing, there is lesser intent to sell for a longer period of time.
Yeah, because like you're saying, I believe in batteries, in electric batteries, right? Electric. So will that happen in 2.5 years or 3.2? No one knows, right? We'll say 5-10 साल में हो जाना चाहिए. So there is an intent to sell, but you're like thinking really long term.
Long term, yeah.
Right? Now here's the interesting with technical analysis, right, Tanmay? All these people who are performing fundamental analysis, the smarter guys like the FIIs and the banks and the guys of thousands of crores, how do you think they'll deploy $1 billion into a bunch of companies? They'll do their analysis, right? They'll perform fundamental analysis. They'll say, "Ha, XYZ company बहुत अच्छी है." Now, do you think they can place that 1,000 crore order in one shot?
No, obviously not.
They can't, right?
Correct.
So do you think they'll stagger their investment over say 3 years and keep checking every quarter? हाँ, results सही लग रहे हैं और डाल दो. हाँ, सही लग रहे हैं और. So what do you think the price would look like over a long period of time? If a lot of these guys have the same conclusion कि अच्छी company and we're going to stagger our investment over the next 5 years.
The price would keep going up, right?
Like sort of consistent.
It's like giving consistent demand.
Yes.
Yeah.
So essentially, technical analysis is gauging demand
Got it.
or supply.
Got
That's it. So in summary, fundamental analysis mein you're analyzing the company, whether what their vision is, you're analyzing the sector, you're analyzing in maybe India's GDP, you're also analyzing the cash flows, the financial statements, etc. That's fundamental analysis. For technical analysis, you're gauging demand and supply by analyzing the price of the stock. So if the price is going up, you're saying, okay, there is demand. Agar price toot raha hai, you say, okay, there is supply. And based on that, you make decisions.
And so you use the demand and supply information that you have to make profits for yourself.
Correct. That's right.
Understood. So why does the price change? I'm assuming it's because of these two factors, demand and supply. That's what makes the price move.
Yeah, correct. But why? But it moves really often, right? Like you can see price move really quickly.
Correct.
Okay, so let's discuss that.
So why do stock prices fluctuate?
Okay, so let's think of an example. This is a plane.
Okay, got it.
Right. So these are all these people. They're obviously the people who are generating demand. They कहते हैं हाँ मुझे जाना है, घर जाना है, I have to go Delhi, Bombay. So they're buying these tickets. Now the plane has to fly. The air hostess has to fly, right? Her slots are there. The pilot's there. They've paid slotting fees. Everything's there. The jet's fueled. So even if there are less people, they still have to fly, right?
They still have to fly.
So they will sell at the most optimal price. Now, here you're getting normal price for your tickets. Now, the interesting thing is, let's say you want to travel in Diwali. God knows why someone would travel Diwali. Maybe boss ने छुट्टी नहीं दी. And you have to travel 1 day before Diwali day.
हाँ, तब उस दिन demand बहुत high होती है.
हाँ, मतलब basically क्या है, right? There is more people being like, अच्छा मुझे भी जाना है, अच्छा मम्मी मैं आ रहा हूँ, right? मुझे भी चाहिए. All these people are saying, ठीक है, मुझे भी fly करना है, demand बढ़ गया. So now, supply तो उतना ही है, which is your seats, but more demand, which are your buyers. So what will happen to the price of the seat?
They'll go up.
Yeah, it's very simple, right? Anything works like that, right?
Correct.
All price is market discovery based on demand and supply. सबको तरबूज खरीदना है, 4 ही तरबूज है, तो तरबूज का प्राइस ऊपर गया.
7,000 रुपया किलो.
Correct, right? So stocks work the same way.
Got it.
If there is demand, सबको चाहिए, तो people will buy it.
Correct.
The problem with this is herd mentality, which is a different problem altogether. सब खरीद रहा है, मैं भी खरीद लेता हूँ.
Correct.
But that's why stock prices move.
Got it. It's interesting that you mention herd mentality because every time Elon tweets about Bitcoin, everyone's like, oh my God, I should probably go buy Bitcoin today. And then you see the price, stonk.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Correct.
People see that tweet, they're like, oh man, this billionaire is interested in Bitcoin. It must
be good. So the broad lesson is avoid herd mentality.
Yeah, actually, herd mentality is not like a 2021 thing, right?
Correct.
It's just ingrained in biophysiological, psychological, just DNA'd into humans.
Correct.
And actually, let's go back 1600s. There's an interesting story about this.
Good one.
So basically, these tulips, right? Pool was this was a status game.
Oh.
In Amsterdam, Dutch golden era tha 1600s mein.
Okay.
Basically, people used to think because everyone thought, especially the elite, that if you own this tulip bulb, आपका status बहुत high है.
This tulip.
This tulip, like a normal tulip bulb.
Okay.
And because of this, people would actually sell their land, their homes, everything they own to buy one tulip and say, hey, I have tulip. Cool.
Oh my God. This is Dogecoin of 1600s.
Exactly. Which means that this will happen again and again in the future.
Got it.
Always, right?
Yeah.
Now, ask the question, why did people think this was valuable?
Because other people agreed that this has value.
Which is how value works, actually.
Which is how everything works. Yeah.
So, this is interesting. Look at this. Okay, this is real tulip prices in 1600s. This is almost like a few cents. Then it goes to like 50. They're like, dude, I made so much X from tulips. They're like, dude, it doesn't work. But a few cents se 50 ho gaya.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know what currency this is. But अब वो 50 से हो गया 100. बोला मैंने डबल कर लिया. कहता maybe there's something. Oh, dude.
And it's literally almost 21 din mein, dude.
21 दिन.
Yeah.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So it's gone all the way to what?
It's, yeah.
It's like 200 plus.
Yeah.
And at that point, everyone says, यार मैं भी ना tulip खरीद लेता हूँ. So मम्मी गहने बेच तो, you know, that call that you did.
Correct.
That shit. And it goes from 200 to, what do you see here? Few cents.
Wow. And so this is pumping and dumping of tulips in the 1600s.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who profited from this, but
Yeah.
but this is there's a book called Madness of Markets or Madness of People by a guy called McKay. He basically talks about all these that have happened through hundreds of years, right? But it was interesting. There was this, it was shares of a company, it was a bunch of stuff. We've even seen one like 10 years ago, okay? It's called Reliance Power. It's still very fresh in my head. Have you heard of Reliance Power?
Of course.
You have, okay. You know what they do?
They give you reliant power.
Okay, so this was in 2007. Now this company, Reliance Power, was 72 times oversubscribed. जिसका मतलब है एक seat था, but there were 72 people willing to pay for that seat. So 72 times what is available,
Correct.
people bid to buy Reliance Power. Now the interesting thing was, Reliance Power के कोई assets नहीं थे. They were a power company. They didn't actually have a power plant.
Oh.
Yeah. They actually didn't have any cash flows.
Oh.
It was basically this great marketing book that, hey, we will be able to build it. We just need a little more money to do it.
Oh, it's just a pitch.
It's just a pitch,
Okay,
right?
okay.
And people got into that pitch. Why? Because, you know, Reliance, you would trust that name, and then power. Power to sab kuch chahiye hota hai.
Correct.
And then you would look around. Even the auto wala at that time would be like, sir, Reliance Power mein invest kiya, maine Demat account khola hai. It was literally that. People opened accounts, and if you look at the data, number of Demat accounts actually increased
Oh, that's crazy.
to just invest in like the IPO. So, dude, I want to show you what happened with R Power. Okay, I think a price chart is enough. Basically, tracking the price of R Power.
Okay.
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 So I'm going to use ticker tape over here, and I'll go to max, which will give me the entire thing. You see that, right? So the listing price, I think, was around 300 rupees. 300 rupees ka. It listed around 279. You see here.
Correct.
Oh, this is not 2007. It was 2008 actually, right? And then the market straight away started falling over a period of time. Today, it's like about 1 rupee.
Wow. In like 12, 13 years tops.
Yeah, so it never went up, right? So why did so many people oversubscribe, buy? Because herd mentality. Like if you just ask this one simple question, why are you investing in this company? I think it will grow in the future. Okay, does it have a solid business today? The answer would be no, right? So like herd mentality is something that will happen again and again in different forms.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
And now I think because of social media and just, you know, content,
Yeah.
it has the chances of this happening is a lot more now.
Correct. So I think the first thing you should know is that you should learn either fundamental analysis or technical analysis. And at that point, once you understood this, only then should you like fly the plane, I like to say, right? So if you want to be a pilot, like don't be like, kaun sa button press karu? Like actually learn something and then fly the plane, right?
Yeah. Okay, got it. But the question I have
Yeah.
is, did you also invest in Reliance Power?
ये क्यों पूछ रहे हो यार? The truth is, I started trading then. So I applied. I got 5,000 rupees worth of shares. Thank God it was only 5,000. And you know why? I got an SMS from someone saying, पैसा तो ट्रिपल हो जाएगा R पावर में इन्वेस्ट करता हूँ.
Oh wow.
And those are stock tips.
Yeah, I've seen those.
You've seen those, right?
I've
Have you
seen
got
those.
anything? Check your phone.
I've seen those and I've also acted on some of them myself, right?
What?
But yeah, thankfully it wasn't a large amount.
Yeah.
But how do you guard yourself against something like this? Like this happens all the time. Like either it's on SMS
Yeah.
or it's some YouTube video that you watch.
Yes.
Or it's a friend who tells you saying, "Bro, मैंने इसमें पैसे लगाए."
Yeah.
What do you do in that moment when you feel FOMO that I might miss out on this?
I mean, so you the base is that someone tells you to buy something, just don't buy it, right? The first is like we said, like you learn something, but I think it's interesting to know how tips works. Okay, let me explain this. So this SMS tips, right, is an entire industry. Now the way they function is basically there'll be a website or like you said a YouTube video or a Twitter handle or something where they push and say, hey, I'm this analyst, I can help you earn money. तो मेरे ये free service है, मैं आपको 3 या 4 free tip देगा. 99% accuracy, 100% accuracy, 95% accuracy, ऐसे करके कुछ होगा. Okay, so I just tell you what stock to buy. मुझे analysis आता है, आप बस खरीदो and free है. So I mean you'd sign up, right? It's free.
Correct.
Right? What do you have to lose?
And 99% accuracy.
I mean,
so-
क्या चाहिए?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So imagine this tip guy sends a buy to 100 people. So he has 100 people who subscribe for his free service. Okay, 50 को बोलता है खरीद लो, 50 को बोलता है बेच दो. Interesting, right? Okay. Now the market can do two things. It can go up or go down or be the same.
Correct.
So if it goes up, he says, देखा मैंने बोला था ना आपको. So these 50 guys now have कि यार ये पहला tip चल गया. इनको बोलेगा sorry और they're gone. Then these 50 people, he says, okay, half of them को बोलेगा खरीद लो, half of them को बोलेगा बेच दो. Market will do either. He'll say देखा मैंने बोला, market ऊपर गया. ठीक है? Now you have 25 guys. You know what's gonna happen now.
Yeah. There's going to be one guy who gets no advice. 12 and 12. There's one guy in the middle.
Oh,
who's like,
shit, man.
छोड़ दे.
अभी देखना sideways जाएगा.
Crazy. This is to modern day scam.
हाँ, so 12 or 10 of these guys will be like ये चारों predictions सही थे.
सही थे. हाँ.
तो मैं सब्सक्राइब करता and they'll pay a massive amount to this guy कि मैं तो करोड़ों बनाऊंगा 50,000 का स्कीम ले लो 10,000 1 लाख का स्कीम ले लो and they just rinse repeat
Yeah.
purely because these guys didn't focus on educating themselves.
Correct. So the bottom line being, don't just fall for tips. Don't just go by something that you heard or someone said. Like do your own research, understand, understand what you're doing in depth, which is why we're here today.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we summarize this entire episode?
Okay.
Okay, I'll ask you a bunch of questions.
Okay.
And why don't like you tell me how to do some stuff?
Okay.
Cool. So I've written it here, so I'll just read it. Okay, so we've seen all these various deals happening in Reliance lately, right? You keep hearing in the news, Reliance ka ye ho gaya, wo ho gaya.
Correct.
What should be the effect on Reliance's price when all these investors are trying to get a stake into Reliance?
When investors are trying to get a stake in Reliance, means demand is going up, which means that price will go up.
Correct.
Yeah. That's correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
How many marks?
That's 10 on 10. It's a simple question though.
Okay. That's 10 marks is a lot, but cool.
Acha, the next time you get an SMS or you read a news report or you watch TV or you watch Twitter, read Twitter and someone says, hey, ये stock बहुत अच्छा है, मैंने analysis कर लिया है, इसको खरीद लो. What's gonna be your reaction, dude?
I will not impulsively act on it.
Yeah.
I will go on ticker tape and I will research more. And then I will call you. Saying Pratik is सच बोल रहा है.
Also, if you are an investor or a trader, what factors does an investor look at? And what factor does a trader look at?
Investor looks at fundamental analysis of a company, which
Yep.
is, over the long term, do I believe in this? Do I believe this company will be successful? Whereas a trader looks at the demand and supply factors before considering something that he wants to trade in. He's looking at the price factor.
Correct. Only price actually.
Only price.
And
Yeah.
prices को क्या मिल रहा है?
Price से उसको क्या मिला मतलब?
What is he analyzing from price?
Oh, when he looks at the price, he's
Yeah.
actually analyzing the demand and supply that's available for the stock.
Yeah, perfect. That's it.
Got it. Cool. Awesome. तो टिप्स नहीं लेना है, ग्रीडी नहीं बनना है, ट्विटर नहीं देखना है, न्यूज पे ध्यान नहीं देना है, दोस्तों से बात नहीं करनी है.
Right.
So how do I actually make money?
Yeah, perfect, right? So here's what most people don't know.
Ah.
The way to make money is by following a trading system.
A trading system.
Okay, a trading system is basically a set of predefined rules that tells you, you don't have to do analysis, right? The system will tell you what stock to pick.
Okay.
Based on maths.
Okay.
Based on tests that you've done over a long period of time, it'll tell you what stocks to pick, when to enter them, when to exit them, what your stop loss is, what your profit target is. It'll even tell you what kind of returns you may generate based on historical averages.
Got it.
So you know what you can do on a week-on-week, month-on-month basis if you follow a trading system.
And you're gonna teach me how to find a trading system that works.
Yeah, let's learn one trading system throughout these episodes that we do.
Amazing. That sounds great.
Start from the basics of trading, so technical analysis options, equity strategies, all the way to building your own trading system. And if you're just starting out, you can take the personal finance course and the basics of trading course. Check out LearnApp in the pinned comments and get 2 months extra access for free. And you can analyze your stock fundamentals and history in depth thanks to Ticker Tape. And before you begin trading, one must have a Demat account, so open your own Demat account for free with the link in the pinned comment.
All thanks to me and Pratik. All right, I'm excited. Thank you. I feel like I'm already ready to get started. Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like I know the basics now. So from the next episode onwards, we're gonna get into it.
Yeah, I think we should make it decently technical and actually like learn something off of it.
All right, so I will see you guys in the next episode.
Coming up next.
2 things you need. You need a trading account, so
Okay.
you can trade, and you need a Demat account.
Now, what is systematic trading?
ठीक है. So trading is of 2 types.
Okay.
Right?
Why don't you show me what a backtest looks like?
And this is a actual system that we'll see, okay, going forward. So here, look on your right, you have the stats, and here what stat I'm looking at.
Means कि when you win, आप बहुत बड़ी रकम जीतते हो.
हाँ.
But जब आप हारते हो, तो छोटी रकम हारते हो.
Cool, I think that's done, right?
प्याज पे पड़े
Because those are the stalls.
नाइस वन
Add to the madness.
This is like एक हाथ घुमाने बोल रहा हूँ इसको यार.
Company कैसे चला रहा है ये पता. And there are many places they can educate themselves on stock markets. Can it not work? Can we cut that shit, man?